This is my AGV Pista GPR. MSRP for this was about $1,700, and to get a visor with a pin lock, it's probably another 150 bucks. After taxes, $2,000 helmet. I've been rocking it for about 3 years now, and I have some interesting thoughts on this helmet. But I want to go back to the helmet that I used before the AGV Pista. This is my Shoei RF 1200. I've had every version of this helmet since the RF 1000. I even had the new 1400, which I've done a few reviews on before. The RF series of helmets has to be one of my favorite helmets from Shoei. Now, all Shoei helmets kind of have this plasticky, cheap feeling to them. The material on this helmet, compared to my Pista, the Pista's shell is fully carbon fiber, and it doesn't have those squeaky, weird noises that you have. That's not to say Shoei's not a great brand. Shoei is an amazing motorcycle helmet company. But even their race-only helmet, the X14, and I heard now they're coming out with an X15, doesn't quite feel as premium as AGV. My biggest gripe with Shoei helmets has always been this liner. When I first picked up the RF 1400, the liner was more or less the same damn liner. I absolutely hate Shoei's liner. It really hurt my face and it hurt my ears. I do have more of an oval head shape, which Shoei is known for, and the Shoei just fit me really well. That's why I kind of dealt with the pain for so long. Imagine dreading taking your helmet off when you're stopping for like food, coffee, or gas. It was just a really painful process. In comes AGV. Now, I've tried my friend's K1s, the K6, the Corsa, and of course my Pista, and they all have one thing in common. The liner is amazing. It feels so soft on your skin. I've been using this one for 3 years. Not once have I had pain in my face or my ears. I can put this on and take this off all day long. I'm not exactly sure what this material is made of, but even after washing it a dozen times, it doesn't feel like the material has degraded. It does feel a little worn, but unlike the Shoei's liner, after a couple of years, that liner feels so rough. Another upside to the Pista is this visor. I love how smooth this system is compared to anything else. Now, you don't get the adjustments that you would on a street helmet. The Pista is more of an open or closed option, and you can do like a little half click to let some air in, but I don't like the air hitting my eyes, so I just keep it closed all the time. The visor's mechanism is not really quick change, even though it kind of is. This is the helmet's mechanism. It's basically a pull and then it latches on, and it can be a pain to swap visors. You definitely need 2 hands on each side. The quality of the lens is amazing. Like I said, they range between $100 to $150 for this lens. They are virtually scratch-free, not scratch-proof, but after 3 years of continuous use, I don't have any spots that are like super blurry like I did on the Shoei RF series. The Shoei lenses are about $50 to $60, which is significantly less than the AGV, and normally I would say that's not a worthy investment, but in the case of the AGV, the lens itself is so high quality, I'd say $100 to $150 bucks is a fair price to pay. Some downsides to a race helmet like this. The vents don't open or close. They're either open using this or closed using this. These are just rubber covers. This front vent right here stays open all the time. And for motovlogging and the winter, I actually went inside and taped them up with duct tape. This spoiler is held on by plastic screws, and they're very brittle. I've already broken one right up here. This spoiler is very brittle. It's about 60 bucks. I'm on my 3rd one. The field of view on this helmet is more tucked in, and if you're doing a lot of street riding, it's hard to see anywhere past here. When the vents are open, this helmet is extremely loud. It's still pretty loud with the vents closed, but if you tape up the insides of this vent, it's not too bad. I stopped running them open in the summertime just because it hurts my ears. The paint itself feels closer to like car paint. It's almost like a car paint job. It has a really strong clear coat, and it's really hard to notice like the small micro scratches. Honestly, after 3 years of use, I thought this helmet would be way more worn down, but to be honest, it's more dirty than it is worn out. I'm definitely gonna refurbish this by buying a new liner. I might pick up a new visor for it, and I'll give it a good clean. I might even wax it. The only downside to a helmet like this is what I mentioned in the beginning. $2,000 for a helmet. If you can afford it, if money is not an option, I think the Pista is a great helmet. I used to think that it was a terrible street helmet, but after using it for a couple years, it cuts through the wind so well, even when you're looking side to side, that I personally wouldn't rock another helmet. There's a new GPRR out, and it's been out for a couple years now. I still haven't bought it because I have this helmet and I don't want to pay full price. I bought this specific helmet for $790 brand new. This was a rider helmet. He used to ride in MotoGP and he used to ride for Ducati, Andrea Iannone. They nicknamed him the Maniac. And when he moved from Ducati to Suzuki, they discounted all of his helmets. I saw a lot of people pick up this helmet. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to snag a GPRR for less than $1,000, but personally, I still have a couple more years of use on this helmet, but I'm surprised at how little this helmet has degraded. Now, I don't know anything about foam density or how much they actually degrade over time. I heard that that is what actually expires in helmets. Physically, I just can't tell. But I'm no scientist, so I'm not even gonna go there. Do I see myself rocking this helmet past a couple years from now? Probably not. I'm probably gonna pick up the GPRR in a couple years, but what I initially thought was a waste of money for $2,000 full price, I'm kind of rethinking that. The quality of a $2,000 helmet like this, I think is worth every penny. And if you wait a couple years, the price does go down significantly. I've seen some GPRRs go for like $1,100, and in like a 5-year time frame, that's less than $250 a year. Of course, there's a plethora of $500 to $600 helmets that are all great. The downside is obviously if you get in a wreck and you crash your $2,000 helmet in the first year of owning it, that's $2,000 down the drain. But if you can get 5 years out of a $2,000 helmet, I think it's worth the investment. I'd love to hear your thoughts.